This is Joey this morning, saying good morning to everybody. So this is where I live. Good morning, welcome to the Flat Earth Therapy channel. You see how skipping is part of our environment here. And I have to speak spontaneously because I'm not prepared. I've just seen Skippy. So what I'm doing now is basically give a fast introduction into our world of sound again. So this is going with the sound of the kangaroos. So what I'm going to do this morning, trying to talk about how important it is to know if you live on a plane or if you live on a globe. I would say for probably the spiritually evolved people, which I'm not, and probably many of us are not as well. For the spiritually evolved people, probably wouldn't matter. But I reckon for us it does, at least in the beginning, to see and know basically, have we been taken for a ride since, almost we were born. And yeah, it is important to for our body, for our health, because if we don't know, we got this paradigm in our head of this universe where logic stops somewhere. So they took us out of our common senses, of our logic, of our reasoning, of our way to communicate to each other. And so they basically were setting us up against each other and confuse us. So they know the rules. The rules are out there since probably hundreds of years. So they divide and conquer, they overstimulate, and they do this, or understimulate, both. They do it with food. So they either starve us or give us all this junk food. They do it with sexuality, where where they basically overstimulate or understimulate, like it in many religions they banned it or understimulated it, and now it's gone crazy. And they control us on a very, very deep and profound level. So having on creating this awareness of what's going on around us is important. Depends maybe the age. If you're younger, it's not as important, but our body picks up and translated it into health issues sooner or later. So by being constantly, attacked from outside forces, it's not healthy, so we would have to settle in. Our environment is not natural. The natural environment is out here, with all this, as you can see, nature and Skippy. And then we have some also horses and Ricky's, which is a miniature horse, and Mia, the dog. And we are blessed here with all those birds and long-necked turtle. And possums, they're around here. So by basically finding out where we live, it keeps us basically in a very healthy space, or gives us a very healthy space. Once we know, we live in a certain environment, because this is like food. It's like if we don't know what we're eating, we will get the chances will be big, so we will get sick. So, and that's probably similar to know where we live. And they, if I refer to they, they're those people in power. So they're really smart. They studied social engineering, and they can play any tricks we couldn't even think of. They many steps ahead. It's a chess game they're playing, and we would lose. We're going to lose. We can't even, we can't play. And they know, by bringing us into this, light years of space and universe, this is so confusing. So that's what they do, they confuse us. And they basically, with this, they're telling us, we have no meaning, because we, first of all, they belittle our intelligence by basically, that's why we've got all these scientists, priests, they're nothing else. Most of them. Like, there was good science, especially in the past, and still a few around. But all those clowns at NASA, you just can read their body language. They're actors, they're clowns. They, according to me, they're really primitive, mean people. They know what they're doing. They know they're playing this game. They're not ignorant. They paid for this. And this is done intentionally. They intentionally talk on a such stupid level to dumb you down. So you have to Google Dumbing Down of America from Charlotte Iserbyt. She wrote a book about social engineering. She's very, very, very informed. So they present us intentionally with those clowns and fake scientists and people in politics. They, first of all, these are definitely psychopaths. If you're lucky, they're clowns, or you can see it on their nose, like those NASA scientists, or you got Obama. They good actors. They can even cry on camera. If they try hard, the tears will run out. I can tell. And but we don't have to buy into their world. That's the freedom we have. So that's why information is important, and that's why it's important to know, to find basically the truth. So they definitely would have infiltrated the system of this flat earth movement. They probably even initiated it. So they want to control us. They want to control our mind, divide us up. And we as an individual have to kind of know when we say things and we can't really verify it. we actually playing into the game. So I will keep it simple. That's an advice I will give. And it's much simpler to basically debunk, as I said, this globe system. Like what? Because the questions you can ask is so simple, and there's no answer. There's no answer why the air doesn't escape, into the vacuum of space, unless there is a ball around the Earth which keeps the air in. And gravity is another mystical force which definitely, does a few things at the same time, such as things falling down and moon rotation, moon rotation again, around the planet, and at the same time the moon creates the tide, and at the same time the moon doesn't spin around the Earth, spins around the Earth but doesn't spin around the Sun, which has a much bigger gravitational force. So it doesn't add up. The mechanic doesn't add up. If you think this is a Swiss mechanical clock, it will go nowhere. There are hundreds missing pieces. It's not a clock. The airplane would not fly. It doesn't fly at all. And that's why they creating Hollywood to bring us into this space, where everything is possible. And that's what NASA is. Everything is possible. And somebody said it, I can't remember who, but it's the two sides of the same coin. So for us, I think it's very, very important to work with different senses and to be able to listen to our body and inner voice, trust, and definitely question and stop believing what the establishment is telling us. The school system is not a school system. It's an indoctrination system. They brainwashed us. We had to learn French as a first language. I couldn't speak it after 3 years. I've learned Spanish in 3 months. Once you go there, everything is simple. That's what they do. They make simple things appear difficult, and difficult things they simplify, like culture and religion. They play us. They play any religion against each other. They play, mothers against their children, neighbors against neighbors, men against women, our mind against our body. They divide our body, our mind, our spirituality. That's how they control us. And the church is behind. It's the same, the church and the government. There's no difference. They just renamed it. So, as a final conclusion, I would say you need to develop a system to filter healthy information and unhealthy. It's a bit like, it's a filter, it's a bit like a computer. You just absorb the healthy information and the junk you throw away. There's a lot of junk. It's like food. The body can do its own thing basically. You can't eat things which are not that healthy. The body is able to absorb or discharge, unhealthy ingredients to some extent. But if you do this continuously, this is very unhealthy. The body doesn't understand McDonald's, but the body would understand a carrot or salad or vegetable, or probably even meat. Kangaroos. We've been eating kangaroos here. My tribe. Okay, so I wish you a nice evening or morning or afternoon wherever you are. And talk to you another day. Bye for now.